Constitution has provided constitutional status to the rural and urban local bodies in India? The answer is 73rd and 74th Amendment. What I have done is I have written all the important amendments that I think are important from any exam perspective. I'll just quickly take you through those amendments first and try to see for yourself, try to memorize these as we go. And at the same time, I will share these notes, of course, with you. So the first is First Amendment. This came in 1951. Actually, if you notice, every year there is an amendment, right? This is what I noticed. 1951 First Amendment, 1952 Second, 1969th Amendment. So there were amendments which happened very often. Now, the First Amendment was the one where because we just got independence and we had to deal with the backward class, the socially backward class. We wanted to make a special provision for them. We wanted to make sure that their interests are heard in our economy. So the First Amendment was to give this special provision to socially and backward classes. Then we had the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, because again, we have just got independence, we want to make sure to see how, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is going to work, how many members will be there in the Lok Sabha, who will represent how many individuals of the population. So then we went ahead and we changed the scale of representation in the Lok Sabha in the Second Amendment. We said that one member in Lok Sabha is representative of approximately 7.5 lakh people, approximately 7.5 lakh people in the economy. So this is a point. If you can't see this, this is 7.5 lakh people in the economy. Then there were multiple amendments which were related to creating, creation of different union territories, etc. Out of which one important amendment that I felt was the 9th Amendment. This was related to the agreement with Pakistan. And how can you remember this? If you correspondingly go back to the 5th five-year plans, and I will just show you in some time, you will see that, there was a period when we were going into multiple war situation. I will talk about that in a while. And that is where we wanted kind of agreements with what should be, the territory of India and what should not be the territory of India. And that is what this 9th Amendment was about. 10th, 11th, 12th, these all amendments were about the union territories. I have tried to include the one which is related to Dadar, Nagar and Haveli, but there was the next amendment which was related to Diu. And then there was an amendment which was related to how Goa should be treated. So we had multiple amendments followed between 10th to 19th. And these were all state-oriented and union territory-oriented amendment as to what should come under union territory, what should not come under union territory. Then had the 19th Amendment. This is important. Why? Because this is where, again, my writing, if you don't understand, I will just dictate this. This is where we gave power to High Court, right, to hear election petitions. Pehle kya hota tha? Exactly, nobody was going to the High Court, right? And you were going to these tribunals, chote area ke tribunals the, and that is where you would go ahead and raise your petition. But now we wanted to give power to the courts. So the system of these election tribunals, that was abolished completely, and High Court was given the power to go ahead and to hear the election petition. So I think this is pretty important change that came in our economy. Then there was some more related to the rights, but the first time that we introduced fundamental right to property, that came only in 1971. ये वाले भी amend होते रहते हैं. जैसे for example, you would have heard in news very recently that, a woman child is equally eligible for the property of the parents as a male child. These are more amendments to the existing laws that are already made. But the basic fundamental right to property, that came in the 25th Amendment Act 1971. Then we increased the number of Lok Sabha seats as we know today, and the number of Lok Sabha seats that we have as of now is this 545. This is under the 31st Amendment Act. Then we had 40th Amendment Act, and again this is important from our economics point of view, because we not talked about what our territories, यहाँ पे तो हमने सिर्फ पाकिस्तान के साथ का टेरिटरी का बात किया 1960 में. We wanted to talk about what part of the waters fall under our territory. What is our exclusive economic zone? Where can I go ahead and I can mint economics from it? For example, not all Andaman and not all the water, Arabian Sea and everything is going to fall under you, right? So how much part of the Arabian Sea, how much part of the Indian Ocean can I fetch as my territorial water? Can I fetch as my economic zone? What exactly is my economic zone? Where can I go ahead and I can say कि अच्छा यहाँ पे मैं कुछ अपना establish कर सकती हूँ as an Indian economy. That is what came in the 40th Amendment Act 1976. Then again we had multiple in between, but this is what I found important because this is related to the voting age, which was reduced from 21 to 18 for both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha for legislative assemblies in the 61st Amendment Act 1989. This is what came in your exam, 73rd and 74th Amendment Act. So 73rd Amendment Act 1992, this was about your Panchayati Raj institutions. They were given constitutional status. Now here, I just want to focus. This was one of the important establishments that took place after your 1991 liberalization, privatization and globalization. इसमें क्या हुआ ना, एक important चीज गवर्नमेंट को रियलाइज हुई कि देखो डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सब कुछ अपने कंट्रोल में नहीं रख सकते हैं, कुछ अपने पास रखना है, कुछ स्टेट को देना है, कुछ लोकल बॉडीज को देना है, कुछ अर्बन बॉडीज को देना है. सो देयर हैज टू बी अ डिवोल्यूशन. एक पावर का डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन रिक्वायर्ड है. हर चीज सेंटर में हैंडल नहीं हो सकती है. I need to decentralize. I need to give the power below and below and below and below. And that is when they recognized that at the level of the villages, at the level of the local bodies, the Panchayati Raj is very important. I need to go ahead and I need to give power at the decentralized level कि ये अपने आप से कुछ चीजों का इशू को रिजॉल्व कर पाए. हर चीज के लिए गवर्नमेंट के मेन स्टेट तक आने की जरूरत ना पड़े. So this is where this 73rd Amendment was important. And then we had the 74th Amendment Act in 1992. Again, if you see, चीजें बहुत को एक साथ चलती हैं. तो एक बारी हमने लोकल बॉडीज की बात की इन द रूरल एरिया, एंड 74th में हमने फिर लोकल बॉडीज की डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन की बात की, बट वी टॉक्ड दैट इन द अर्बन एरिया. सो वी टॉक्ड अबाउट अर्बन लोकल बॉडीज, कैसे उनको भी इक्वल इंपॉर्टेंस देने की जरूरत है. बोथ ऑफ दीज came in the same year, 1992. One is the 73rd Amendment and one is the 74th Amendment. Then we